Good Friday morning, Mount Olive family, friends of Mount Olive, all of you tuning in to watch another Friday devotion. I pray that you've had a good week so far. Looking forward to the weekend. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. So I hope you were there Sunday and got to listen to Pastor TJ's message in his series Living in Victory. And this one was the essentials of victory, taken from Joshua 1:9. Very, very good message. I thought it was a very good topic for this day and time that we live in. He seems to always have a knack for that. Had a very good service. Had two that were baptized. We thank the Lord for those, and some that came up to the altar. And for whatever reason it might be, just continue to pray for those. And so it was his verse was his theme verse was Joshua 1:9, and that is, have I not commanded thee, be strong and of a good courage, be not afraid, neither be not dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Now, as Brother TJ had said, that Moses had died, and Joshua is now leading the nation of Israel. He was going to cross over the river and into the promised land. And God had talked to him and said that, that for him to be strong and be of good courage, be not afraid, just like he was with Moses, that he was going to be with Joshua. And that's something that he wanted Joshua to remember. And Pastor TJ had this on his screen. I borrowed it from him. He said, the two qualities of victory is to be strong and be courageous. Now, he said, in order for us to live in victory in 2023, we need to know the essentials of victory and how to obtain victory. And then he gave us this slide and this quote. It says, living with strong and courageous faith will bring victory. I thought that was a very good quote, and something that we can live by if we just put our trust in it, that living with strong and courageous faith will bring victory. So you may ask, where do I get this strong and courageous faith, a faith that will bring me victory over the things that I faced? Well, Pastor answered that question also, and it comes from two sources. And I'm going to go over the first one that he talked about, and that source one is the faithfulness of God. I found this little graphic that talked about the faithfulness of God, and he is faithful. God is faithful. For us to have victory in 2023, we must remember that no matter what 2023 may bring, God will be faithful to us and will bring us through it. Now let's look at some verses that talks about God and his faithfulness. The first one is in Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22 and 23. It says, it is of the Lord's mercies that we are not consumed, because his compassions fail not. He's saying that, it's because of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed. His compassion, his love for us does not fail. And he says, they are new every morning. His mercies, his love, his compassion are new every morning. And he says, great is thy faithfulness. He's talking about that great is God's faithfulness. Second Thessalonians, we have 2 Thessalonians 3:3 said, but the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. Another one, Paul's writing to the Thessalonians, and he's saying, God's faithful. God will establish you. He will keep you. He will keep you from the evil that, that may come against you. Hebrews 10:23, he says, let us hold fast the profession of our faith without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. The writer of Hebrews, same thing. He said, hold fast to that profession of faith. Don't waver in it. If we don't waver, God is going to be faithful because he's promised that he will be faithful. And then Psalm 143:1, he says, hear my prayer, O Lord, give ear to my supplications, in thy faithfulness answer me, and in thy righteousness. The psalmist, David, this probably was written by David, says, he's calling on the Lord. He said, hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my supplications, my needs, and what I'm asking you. He says, in thy faithfulness, answer me, and in thy righteousness. He knows that God's going to answer him. He knows God's faithful and going to answer that. So to end my devotion, I want to share 2 statements that Pastor TJ made about having victory in 2023. These are statements, but they're actually truths that, if we want to hang on to. And I thought these statements were very good. He said this. He said, victory in 2023, he said, the assurance of victory is in our capacity to trust in the faithfulness of our God. Let's go over that again. The assurance of victory in 2023 and all the years to come is in our capacity to trust in the faithfulness of our God. And then he said, the faithfulness of God will enable me to be strong and courageous in 2023. And that goes for all of us. The faithfulness of God will enable us to be strong and courageous in 2023 if we'll just hold on to that. I thought that was two very good statements he made, two very good truths that we can build our lives on if we just will. I hope you've enjoyed this Friday devotion. I hope you will continue to pray for our pastor, pray for our church as we see a great move of God here the last 2 or 3 weeks. People coming to the altar and people being baptized. I think we're having another baptizing this Sunday. So let's be much in prayer that God will just pour out his Spirit upon all those who come, and that needs will be met, whatever they are, whether there are spiritual needs, whether it's salvation needs, whether it's physical needs, whatever it might be. We know that God will be faithful to meet each one of those. I love each one of you, and I hope to see you in church on Sunday morning.